Bye, guys. Bye-bye. Good night. Last lap. Last lap. Last lap. Ready, set, go. Go. Sabi ko sa'yo, talo ka sa lundagan eh. Ayun o, lundag pa lang eh. Okay. One more. Here we go, here we go. Guys, it's your boy Cielshock from CTUSA Mini 4-Wheel Drive Racing Squad, and I'm a teacher here in Newburgh, so you've seen the video how this car runs. This is Piper, my modified tune class built. Also, sometimes I use it in open class. It depends on the track layout and the circumstances. But on that specific videos that you guys saw, it's run. It's for modified tune class for the last event here in Connecticut. Alright, so let's get going. The first part that I use is the Winning Bird Clear Body 15503. Again, it's the Winning Formula Bird Clear Body 15503, which is this part. I use this body shell because it's polycarbonate, so it's lighter compared to the hard shells, and also it's not easy to cut and trim and custom and modify to make a body damper system. As you can see, I made a front body damper system, but we'll talk about it later. So I use the Winning Bird because its style, it's very aggressive, and also for the it's perfect for the body damper system. All right. Next part will be the MA chassis fluorescent orange 95320 right here. So I use the MA chassis fluorescent orange 95320. If you guys watch my MA chassis review, MA chassis have a lot of torque for acceleration. That's why this build is made for torque. That's why I pick MA chassis, because MA chassis is very good when it comes to torque. And also, MA chassis is heavy, so I need to cut it. I need to cut the MA chassis to add flexibility on it. Because again, if you also watch my MA chassis review, one of the weaknesses of the MA chassis is its weight. So you have to have a weight reduction. So I cut this because for me, MA chassis is like a big bricks that I can cut, and also to add flexibility on it. I pick fluorescent chassis because fluorescent chassis is one of the lightest material that they can that Tamiya made for chassis. So it's a fluorescent one, even though it's MA chassis that it's heavy. It's still a little bit lighter compared to other MA chassis out there. Alright, so that's the fluorescent MA chassis orange 95320. But you guys might be wondering, I have this yellow A parts over here. The yellow A parts, you have the option not to use it. If you want to copy this build or you want to make an identical build like this, and if you want to color match like me, because I try to two-tone it. I got it from a Neapolitan kit. MA15 red special, item number 92313. Nothing special about it. I just want to color match because, again, I mentioned it from my other videos that having a bright color chassis makes me see my car when it's running on the track, and you know, when you're using a black or gray or other colors, a screaming orange and yellow, you will not miss it. So that's the reason. Again, that's from a Neo Falcon MA15 red special. I took the A parts 92313. Alright, moving on. The next part, I have 6 pieces of it. It's the HG Carbon Reinforced Plate Set. JCOP 2017 95106. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And we are going to talk about it bit by bit. Oh, actually, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So actually I have 7 of it. Again, it's high grade carbon plate set Jacob 2017. Alright, I picked 2017. Obviously, you guys already know it's for my color matching. But also, it's carbon, so it's lighter. That's why I didn't use FRP. But some people uses FRP, but that adds a little weight. And carbon is more durable compared to FRP. So I made a front damper. So I use 1, 2, 3 over there. I cut it. I cut the extra piece over there, the protruding piece, and I cut the carbon like this for less weight. So I lessen the weight more and create a front body damper. All right, it's a front hanging body damper. The reason why I use front body damper because I want the car when it jumps off a slope or while it's in the air still have that momentum going forward, because when the car jumps with a rear body damper, let's say it's a rear body damper, right, it kind of have that motion right there. But if it's a front, you have that motion pushing the car. You have the car pushing, the momentum of the car is like going, it jumps longer, but it's protruding forward, so it does have a safer landing. And I want all that momentum going from front. That's why I use the front body damper, because I want that motion. Alright? So that's 1, 2, 3. So that's 3 carbon plates over there. The fourth carbon plate that we use is for the bumper. So I cut the MA chassis because the MA chassis is quite long. So I want to maximize the roller positionings. So I cut this to make it more durable, and it's so close to the body, and I'm using 19 millimeters too, so it will not hit the wheel. So that's why I cut it all the way like this, all right, by the bumper. So I cut that. That's the plate for the bumper. And second, this is the plates that I cut, and that is my brake slot. So I actually have a brake slot over there that I made. All right. So it depends on the track layout how you're gonna do the brake setting, but this one is perfectly It's perfectly aligned and measured to be, I think, 1.5 millimeters. See, it's not legal. It's still up in the ground, and I have a brake slot over there. And one thing that I did is I shaved this off with my rotary tool. You can use Dremel or any kind of rotary tool. I don't have a CNC machine. I use this by hand with a rotary tool and a disc, so it doesn't when it jumps on the slope, it doesn't hit that corner. And that corner, sometimes the car trips on that. It's like you're running and then the car trips if it's not bored out or shaved like this. Alright? So that's one thing that I did. So I cut the 2 pieces and put it on the multi-setting stay. But we're going to talk about the multi-setting stay later, because we're in the HG carbon reinforcing plate for Jacob 2014. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you got 5 plates over there. The 6th plate would be the rear right here. Alright. It was attached to the body. It's also cut. The rear part also is cut to make the multi-stay, to attach the multi-stay as close as possible, because I have the smallest wheel. So you see how short my car is. If you can see here on my setting board, if you measure it, look at that. Like, it's so short from the 2 rollers. That's short right there. Roller positioning, short roller positioning for maximum cornering. All right, so it's right there on top. And the other plate that I used is under here, and I made an underguard. So I cut these pieces so it acts like an underguard. So every time your car hits the wall, it will be like this, so you can see, and it will mostly go back for safer landing. All right, so it won't get caught. All right, so again, that's item number 95106. I have 7 of that. All right, I use it for my body damper and my front bumper. All right, Jacob 2017. Okay, next part will be the HG Carbon Rear Multi-Setting Stay. Again, that's the HG Carbon Rear Multi-Setting Stay. J-Cup 2017 again for color matching because it's orange. The theme for J-Cup 2017 is orange, and it's 95105, and I have two of those. All right, one is the bumper. All right, right here. So you can see if it gets clearer. Come on, camera, help me. Come on. All right, it's not working. It's not working right now. Let's see. There you go. All right, so it's this part. It was cut. I cut all the extensions, and I countersunk these parts. Don't forget to countersunk because that's very important because the car trips on those screws sometimes. And I cut it all the way again as much as close to the body, and then you see that angle over there. There you go. Focus. There's an angle plate over there that I used. It was the part that I cut over here with a carbon earlier, and then I put it over there. I used the carbon thing to have an angle. I shaved it, and so I can angle it like this. That's for the lane changer. So if you don't have an angle, if you're racing on a traditional lane changer, the angle is very important. But if you're racing on the rainbow lane changer, you can get away with maybe 2 or 3 degrees. But this one is a 7 to 9 degree angle for the lane changer for safe purposes. But again, that's the multi-roller setting stay rear. 95105 on front, and I attach it with the second hole so I can maximize its length, shorten the length. The second one, because you need 2 of that, is this one right here. Same setting stay. It's right here if you guys can see. That's the part. I cut it. I cut both of the sides. I cut both of the sides of the setting stay, and to make it more sturdier, because if you put carbon plates together, it will be more sturdier and more tough compared to other builds that are singly mounted. So I mounted the Popsicle or the reinforcing plate on top of it after I cut the 2 sides to make it very, very durable and very, very stiff. But still, our car is lighter compared to other builds. Alright? And obviously, the underguard is over there. It was mounted on a second hole, so I can put it as close as possible. So if you put your multi-setting stay rear as close as possible to the body with mounting your rollers like this, you can extend it a long tail like this, which the part that I cut from the carbon reinforcing plate, the scraps that I use it to extend the tail. Alright, so those are the purpose. I extended the tail. If you guys are going to ask me why did I extend the tail, because I already make the car really short for roller positioning, so I have that optimal maximum cornering build, and I want to land long. So because I have the front body damper, so you see how everything makes sense now. I have the front body damper system, so the car will land low and having that motion forward with no delay, because the motion and the momentum going forward is from the front. And then if you have a long tail brake setting as much as possible, you will land longer but lower. Alright, you will land low but longer, so you have that advantage. If you guys watched the clip from that race, his car is way faster than mine, but my car jumps way longer than my opponent's car. That's why I win that heat or that race. Alright, so that's one technique to beat somebody, but you have to be careful, and also it still depends on the track layout. But having a long tail brake settings is one advantage of landing long, especially if your car is not as fast as other cars, because their cars are shorter, so their brake bites early compared to your car, and your car's brake bites late, so you can land longer, and having a front damper makes you land lower. Alright, So if that makes sense. Alright, next part would be the high-grade carbon multi-roller setting stay 2013 94953. Again, it's the high-grade carbon multi-roller setting stay 94953 2013. So I used that because I have a scrap of that. You don't have to buy that part or whatever. You just need a FRP plate or a carbon plate. Specifically though, I was just mentioning that carbon multi-roller setting stay, to be specific, 94953, for a support over here with my Tamiya catcher damper right here. But that was my support to make it more sturdy. Alright? That's item number 94953, high-grade carbon multi-roller setting stay 2013, right there. Alright. Next part will be the FRP wide front plate for AR chassis 15451. Again, it's the FRP wide front plate 15451. It's this one. Alright, it's only an FRP plate because I run out of carbon. You can also use carbons to make it lighter. The only disadvantage of it is the carbon is more durable, obviously, and tougher, and the carbon is lighter, but this one is heavier. So I used the FRP wide front plate for AR15451 for my long tail brake setting. Because if you take a look over here, obviously you have to countersunk everything. It does have that mounting holes over there, and this part is protruding, so I cut it and shape it like this, and I can put a thicker or wider or thinner brake. It depends on the track situation, and I can also put tape on it, and it's just easy to custom, and it's also very stylish, if you guys can see. Again, that's item number 15451, FRP wide front plate for AR chassis, and there's also a carbon version that you can use. Alright, all you have to do is just cut it, and also you can explore it, what kind of design you want to do. Alright, next part would be the Tamiya Mini 4-wheel drive car catcher black 95383. Alright, as you can see under here, it's a black one. And I sticker bomb it with the people that helped me. Obviously Raw. Shout out Raw from Vietnam. Raw Mini 4-wheel drive. Alright, my brand Cielshock, and all my team, Connecticut Mini 4-wheel drive racing squad, and also my other team, Band Royalty. Alright, those are not Tamiya, but there are stickers that I sticker bombed that Tamiya catcher. Alright, why did I use the Tamiya catcher as my rear damper system? Alright, I used the rear damper system for obviously to balance the car, because you can't just jump just like tilting like that. You have to balance it out. You don't want to like tilt too much. So I use this catcher because it does have hold the whole damper, and it vibrates. So when it jumps and land, it does have that vibration, keep going up and down for more stability. Because the momentum of the impact when you land, obviously the damper goes up like that. And it's better, it acts like a shock when it vibrates like that. And also, you guys might be wondering why did I use the item number 15427 mass damper block 6x6 by 32 millimeters. Alright, so this is that part right here. Alright, again, it's item number 15427 mass damper block 6x6 by 32 millimeters. Alright, I use a block damper because you guys can see my build. It's like two separated dampers, weight dampers over here, or some Tohoku damper or whatever. But I use this block specially. I highly suggest this for dual shaft motors. I don't care what other people say, but based on my experience, and especially on the track situation that I race, a block damper is very important because your motor is already in the middle of the midship aero chassis, which is the MA chassis. So if you don't have any dampers, let's say you don't have any dampers, your car can tilt here, front, and back. And now that you have a front damper over here, it balances it out. So this damper balances it out, and it's a full weight over here compared to two separate weights that you will not be sure if after the car jump it will be lifting or having that momentum evenly. Alright, this is just my own observation. And because it's a block damper, so you basically have that weight, solid weight, balancing out the car compared to two weight dampers that are separated. Compared to the rear motor chassis or rear motor builds, you have that heavy motor right here at the rear already, so you can get away with two small dampers or any damper that you're using or damper weights to balance it out going left and right. But if you have this block heavy damper 6x6x32, item number 15427, it balances it out because it acts like, you know, the weight that you're missing from not having a rear motor chassis. This damper balance it out for you. Alright? So that's why I have a block damper 6x6x32 millimeters over here by the rear. Alright? So next part would be the high grade lightweight race rollers. Alright? So these are those. Alright? These are the 19 millimeters lightweight ball race rollers, ringless, 95074. Again, it's 95074. Why did I use this? Because if you put an O-ring slot over here, obviously with the O-ring, it will be slower because it does have a grip because of the rubber O-rings. But if you put a plastic O-ring rollers like this up front, it might be too slippery, you know, for my build. So I want ringless, so it's slippery, but it does have that bite because it's still aluminum. And if you angle it, it hugs the track wall, and it works really nice for me. Alright, in my opinion. So again, that's item number 95074. High grade lightweight ball race rollers, 19 millimeters aluminum. And also I use 19 millimeters because 19 millimeters for me is one of the fastest rollers for cornering in for Tamiya brand. And also it's so close to the body and it's big, so this build is a killer when it comes to cornering, in my opinion. That's my main goal, right? To make it a killer when it comes to cornering. All right. Next part is the 19 millimeter aluminum rollers with plastic rings, orange, 5-spoke 95385, which is this 1, 2, 3, 4. So you need 2 packs for it. I use 5-spoke. Same as the lightweight because I want less weight as much as possible. And also I'm running tool class, so that's why I want to reduce the weight as much as possible. I have plastic rings orange, obviously to color match. But also I have plastic rings because you're, again, just like my other build, when you're riding the track wall, you're just basically dragging the rear part. So it's very slippery because having a ball race rollers with plastic O-rings is very, very slippery and fast. I didn't put it up front because I don't want to shoot out. This is enough to make the car stable, but you're not sacrificing any speed because you have that plastic ring. See, like you can already tell, like when you move this, it's like rough, but when you do this, this is smooth. So you're just dragging the rear, and it's, you know, less drag, the faster the car. Right? So as you put two and two together, that's why I have this built. And those are the rollers of choice. Again, it's 95385, 19 millimeter rollers with plastic rings, 5-spoke orange. Alright. So the spacers that I use is item number 15473, aluminum spacer set, silver. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it depends how many spacers you want to use on your build. But those are the spacers that I use. I use aluminum spacer because I didn't use plastic this time because Aluminum spacer is more tough and durable, and because there's nothing holding this rollers over here, it's because it's mounted right here on top. It's not even separated like my other build, so it's all together one pole. I have to make this stiff, make it tough and stiffer as much as possible, so I used the aluminum ones this time, even though I sacrificed the weight. It's aluminum spacer set silver 15473. So that's the reason why I use the silver ones, besides color matching. Alright. So you guys might be wondering, what are these? Again, if you guys haven't watched my old videos, this part's over here. These are the Victory Magnum wheels. It's from a kit of a Victory Magnum Premium 19434. That's the item number, Victory Magnum Premium 19434. Alright, so this and this and this. So we start with the front one. It acts as a stabilizer. Alright, it's a stabilizer. So when the car tilts, it doesn't hit on the normal ride. So when the car tilts a little bit, it bites. And it acts like a shield for me, and it helps me a lot when it bites when it comes to the traditional lane changer, because that layout that we were racing last time have a traditional lane changer. Alright, that's the purpose why I have it up front. I didn't put any roller because I think I'm fast enough already, so I use a stabilizer old school way. Alright, I use this too because this, from a premium kit, this is a polycarbonate reinforced material. So it's tougher compared to other wheels. That's why I use the Victory Magnum wheels from a premium one. That's where you can get it. It's a polycarbonate reinforced ABS plastic. Alright, for the rear, sometimes the car, it's very rare that the cars get caught, but sometimes the cars get caught on the track wall, and this can go inside the track wall. So I just want to be safer. That's why I used those small diameter wheels from a Victory Magnum. Again, it's 19434. Alright, so next would be the dampers. This dampers. Alright, because I haven't mentioned that to you. Are the mass damper heavy set 15392. Again, it's 15392 mass damper heavy set. Alright, to be honest with you, I don't use this damper set often, but this is the damper set that is available for me because I have a lot of cars and I run out of dampers. This works because I want that pitch. It's like I just pretty much wing it when it comes to this damper settings up front. I was just lucky because when I was experimenting, I found out when I use these dampers, when your car pitches, especially if you have that momentum with the long tail, this acts like a very heavy damper. It goes back right away, and that momentum, because it's heavy, it push like the momentum the car push, like it's throwing the car because it's heavy. And it works very well for this build. I'm not saying in every build because I see this on a lot of FM chassis builds. But this is one of the rarest time that I will use this heavy damper because, you know, I like my car. I want my car as light as possible. But this time, this one is like in a medium weight. And I use this mass damper heavy set 15392, and it works really well for me, especially on the front damper, because it's pitching the car very well for that pitch because of that heavy momentum going up front. And having my wife having that old school hammer damper system from SRP, shout out SRP, Speed Tech Racers of the Philippines. I got that idea because she uses this kind of damper, and I was like, oh, maybe I can use that too, and it works with my body damper system, even though she have a front hammer damper system, and it works with me. All right, with this hanging damper. All right, so that's my mass damper set 15392. All right, next parts will be the 2mm aluminum lock nut set gold. All right, item number 95458. Again, it's item number 95458, 2mm aluminum lock nut gold. All right, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Right, am I counting it right? All right, again, let's count it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. All right, so those are 18. All right, so those are 18 lock nuts. You can use the metal lock nuts too. These ones are aluminum, so it's lighter. If you're not convinced, you can put them together and weigh the car. The aluminums are way lighter compared to the metal ones, but you can also use a metal ordinary lock nuts, or just, you know, the usual lock nuts that we use. But I will highly suggest use lock nuts, because lock nuts is it's just safer because it's really, really tight and it locks compared to the regular nuts that we use. And also aluminum because it's lighter, but you can also use the metal ones. Again, I'm not pushing you to use the aluminum ones. It's just for lightweight purposes, but you can also use the metal ones, all right, which is silver. I don't have the item number with me, but this gold ones are item number 95458, and also color matching, obviously. Next parts will be AO620. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 AO620 that I use. Alright, I use AO620s. You guys all know it is the fastest ball bearing for me, and it works specially. I have floating transmission with this car, and it works for me since then. Alright, again, that's AO620s that I use. Alright, now we're getting closer. We're getting done. Let's go inside the MA chassis. Alright, so MA chassis, just slide it like that. And let's see what gear ratios would they use. Ooh, look at that. Alright, so I have a floating transmission over here, so you can see. I didn't do the tape technique that Roscoe teach you guys. But shout out Roscoe again, Roscoe channel from Indonesia. I use that in some build, but this one, I kind of like, you know, I'm in the mood of building, so I'm not late. I'm going above and beyond when it comes to my floating transmission. So you see those orange parts over here? The orange parts over here, as you can see, is when I bumperless the car. You see when you cut a car and you see this part, that part, I take that and then I trim it. So you can see it's all trim, it's orange. And in my opinion, it's tighter compared to a pinion gear. So I used that and then glued both sides. Actually, you don't even have to glue it. So I used that to float my cars. You can also use what Roscoe told you guys, and some other racers use pinion gears. But me specifically, I go above and beyond with my build, and I like cutting and stuff, and, you know, creating my own. So you can use that as your floating. Like, the thing is, you just have to hold these two gears over here, right? Those two pink gears. All right. But shout out Roscoe. What up, bro? Keep it up. Keep it up. Keep your videos. All right. All right. So we're gonna pop this out. Hold on. I'm gonna show you parts that I use. All right. So this parts that I use is. The next one would be the high-speed EX gear set. Alright. High-speed EX gear set. What is the high-speed EX gear set? So that's the yellow gear right here. That's the EX part combined with the pink gear. The pink gear. It's 371. Alright. You guys are wondering, why did I use 371? Because I already run it with a tune motor. And tune motor is not fast as Hyper Dash, and it's not fast as other Power Dash or Sprint Dash. So you're basically sacrificing your top speed. Yes, I do sacrifice my top speed because this build is built for a short track, torquey layout. Alright, so I want that extra kick, even though it's a little bit slower when it comes to top speed compared to the 351. But it does have that kick, that torque, because it's 371. Alright, so I sacrifice my top speed, add more torque on it, because I want my car to be good in cornering and good and have a lot of torque. Alright, so it's the EX gear, and also you have those, obviously, the bearings from the EX gear right there, the AO520s. Alright, again, those are AO520s. I have no special gear ratio over there. I don't have a floating gear. I have a floating transmission, but I don't have a floating gear. Right there. Alright, those are AO520s over there with the EX 371. That's item number 15429. High-speed EX gear set. Alright, for MS chassis and MA chassis. Alright, moving on. The next part would be the torque tune motor. Alright, this is a torque tune motor. Obviously, I keep on mentioning it earlier. Torque tune motor. I use torque tune motor because it's I want more torque. I want this car as torquey as possible. So dual shaft for more torque. 371. You see, all 2 on 2 together. It's a 371 and torque tune motor. So instead of using an atomic tune, which is more balanced, I use torque tune 2 Pro for more torque, because I want this car to be as torque as possible. Killer torque. Short tracks, technical tracks, I want that torque. I don't mind the top speed, because if you have a lot of corners, banks, and jumps, you need that powerful torque from your car. So MA chassis dual shaft plus a 371 gear ratio plus a torque tune motor. Very torquey. Right, we're not done yet. We're getting there, and it also makes sense why this car looks really fast in videos, because I think one of the people noticed they thought it was speed up. I don't speed up my videos. It just happened that the car is so torquey and it looks really fast on a short track. But if I use this on a long track, this car will look slower because the track is longer. But because the track is short with banks and jumps and a lot of cornerings, my build was perfect for that track. Alright, so moving on. I have this purple pinion gears. Alright, I didn't use carbon this time because I think purple pinion gears are enough to manage the power of a tune motor, because it's not hyper nor power dash or sprint dash or mac dash. So for me, the pink pinion gear is enough. Don't forget to put a paint marker or any marker before putting the pinion gears. Also, one thing that I'm gonna teach you guys is how to make your gears quieter, even though you don't have a floating gear. As you can see over there, if we can zoom in, there's like a spacer over there. That's a motor spacer coming from a motor. Alright? One there and one here. So it spaces out the gears. I will show you, even though I don't want to remove this. I'm going to remove it for you guys. Alright? Some people doesn't teach this. If you don't have the budget or you don't have the skill to make a floating gear, you can use this to make it smoother. Alright. So you see that? There's a motor spacer over there, if you guys can see. That's a motor spacer, and it aligns as the MA chassis. You can use it with MS too, but because I'm not that rich, I don't have the money to buy and I don't have the skill to make a floating gear, a floating gear system, and I just improvise how to align it, It's not because you have a floating gear you will win the race or you will have that speed, but yeah, it does have its pros, but for me this is enough. All right, so enough with that. Simple. That's why I love MA chassis. We're going to the most important parts of this build, which make it very unique, and I'm pretty sure that I'm the first one who featured this in YouTube. All right. These wheels, first and foremost, are from my friend Mark Cebu. If you guys don't know Mark Cebu, I don't know what you guys are doing, but he was one of the best trimmers out there in the Philippines. I don't know if he ships internationally, but he is very busy, so good luck contacting him. There's like a line of people asking for trim tires. So this is a gift from Mark Cebu and Sir Joey from Cavite. They send this to me overseas. So this is from the Philippines. As you can see, it's a medium tire. It's a carbon reinforced wheel set, low profile, item number 95245. This 5-spoke. You guys are very familiar with that. Carbon reinforced wheel set, low profile. That's a set of 3 carbon wheels, but you will only get this 5-spoke wheel set 95245. Alright, as you can see, that item number 95245 carbon reinforced wheel set 5-spoke doesn't have a wide wheel like this. Alright? Because it's converted. Alright? They call this conversion. As you can see, this is the regular one that they didn't do anything. They just trimmed the wheels. I mean, they just trimmed the tires. This one is the one converted. Alright, I mentioned earlier that I want my build to be as torquey as possible. So again, we use 375 gear, 371 gear, the EX gear. We use torque tune motor from Optimal Torque. And that's the combination. And we have this wide wheels at the rear. So if you guys are noticing, like if you guys watch a lot of drag race or racing, wheels that are with wide at the rear, they use it for drag racing because that's for torque. Because all your torque will push as long as you have more grip. So I made this wide, even though there's no such thing as medium tire that is wide. They convert it for me. Alright? They converted to me to make the wheels wider, and I want the wheels as small as possible. Alright? Because if you have a small wheel, the wheels are very light compared to a bigger wheel. And also, it will have its full revolution compared to a larger diameter wheel. So, it's faster to have that full rotation and that full revolution of the wheels. And also, it's lighter. So, that means you have more torque. The faster you have that rotation completely, that revolution completely, that will be the faster your car would be when it comes to its torque. It's faster to reach your top speed. Alright? So the faster you reach your top speed, the faster your car would be when it comes to recovering after the jumps. Let's say your car jumps, right? It's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's say you're counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to reach your top speed. If you have a large diameter wheel, it will take you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that's your full rotation of the wheel. Alright? It makes sense, right? If that makes sense, if you guys are following. If you have large diameter wheel, it will take more time for it to reach your top speed. But if you have smaller wheels, like this, because it's a medium diameter trimmed, very, very small, it will just like take 1, 2, 3, or just 1, 2 to reach your top speed. So my point is to have a consistent speed when it comes to the racetrack after the slope or after an obstacle, because I have a smaller diameter wheels. Alright? I have the 371 torque tune with small diameter wheels with wide wheels at the rear. That will push a lot of torque, a lot of power from the torque tune, but less top speed. So I sacrificed that top speed. You will find out once I speed check this car how much. You'll be laughing with my top speed with this. But the torque with this car is crazy fast. All right, so wider wheels at the rear and narrower front. So all your torque is coming from the rear, pushing the car. So that's your torque over there. That's the reason why they convert these wheels for me. Again, it's item number 95245, converted medium wheels. If you're gonna ask me how they convert it, I don't know, but this is basically cutting the medium wheels in half, putting same diameter wheels, gluing it to each other, and then grabbing another set of wheels, maybe a large diameter wheels. You can see there's the yellow plastic over there. That's a large diameter. We're inserted inside and molding it to make it wide. All right. It's kind of complicated because I don't know how to make it, but they made it for me, and it's very, very nice. There's no such thing as a medium diameter that is wide like this at the rear. All right. You can only get it from T37, but those T37 are large diameters. They're not medium. So if you trim a T37, it will just have like a medium diameter, maybe 25 or 26 millimeters. But this one, I will show you how small this is. All right. When they trim it with a use of my caliper, digital caliper. Let me go back to millimeters. All right. So in Tamiya rules, you are allowed to have 22 millimeters minimum. All right, as you can see here, it is offset. So the tallest part of this is 22. See, 22.89 or almost 22.83. You know, almost 23. Let's see the exact. There you go. The exact size is, there you go, 2306, which is very small. And the offset of it, which is the yellow part, let's measure, is 22.70. So it's still Tamiya legal, all right? Still Tamiya legal. Information, 22 millimeters is the minimum height of the wheels, wheels and tires combination. All right, so that's the height. You already know the height. So the smaller the wheels, the higher the torque, lesser top speed. All right, so moving on, it was offset to low profile offset tread tires, clear 94702. Again, that's low profile offset tread tires, soft / clear 94702. If you guys can find that, that was this clear part. All right, if you guys are wondering what are those like designs over here, if this camera will help me, come on, focus. There you go. All right, so you guys might be wondering what are those designs. That is the design of the double-sided tape. All right, so it depends on your places if they will allow that, but I never been on any place or any racing center, even though we're using Tamiya rules, they don't care about the double-sided tape, what kind of double-sided tape you want to use. But I think in some places you have to use a double-sided Tamiya tape. But they use this double-sided tape with a design on it. That's why there's like an orange design over there. But this clear part over here, again, it's low profile offset tread tires, soft / clear 94702. All right, they use those 1, 2, 3, 4. So he split it in half, making an offset tire. Offset for maximum cornering up front because there's less drag, even though it's grippy as hell. All right, this is very grippy. That's the reason why it's very grippy, because it's very, very slick and soft. All right, slick and soft, clear, soft. So it's very grippy. See, it's very grippy. Even though there's the wheel differential because they be pulling each other. So that's the one reason why he offset to lessen the drag, even though there's a lot of drag already because they're pretty much pulling each other because it's very grippy. He offsets the front So that's how thick it's gripping from the track. And he made the rear part wide for that torque and power that I need. Alright? So that's item number 94702. Low profile offset tread tires, soft and clear. So those are those parts that he trimmed. Okay? The next part that he uses is the offset tread tires, hard yellow, 95205. Again, it's 95205. Low profile tread tires, hard yellow, which is this 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's the outer part, which is offset. See, it's smaller compared to this because it only bites when the car tilts. So when the car tilts, it bites, it's lesser grip, so it doesn't give any drag, but that's only to stabilize the car. So it will not cause any delay or pull. It will not, those portion or part of the wheels will not pull when the car is not tilting left and right. Alright, again, that's item number 95205, offset tires, hard yellow. Yellow for color matching, hard tires for lesser bounce because it's hard tires. Alright? And also, even though it's hard tire or other tires, when I say lesser bounce, I said lesser bounce. It doesn't guarantee that your car total build will not bounce. It also depends how your body damper works and your body damper positioning works. You guys, because some people are messaging me before if it's really Tamiya legal. So in Tamiya, you have to have, on Tamiya races, you have to have at least 1 millimeter clearance from the ground, from the whole build. So we're starting the front right here, so you can see it's 1.5 clearance with the brake. So without the brake, that would be at least 2 right there, at least 2 millimeters without the brake. All right, so that's just the plate, and then with the brake it's like 1.5. So I have the option to remove it. At the rear part, see, we're rocking 22 millimeters. All right, so at the rear part right there, it's almost like 3, not even, like 4. See, like 4 right there, almost 4, like 3 something. All right, and the minimum part right there, you guys can see. All right, it'll give you a better look. There you go. So you can see, there you go. It's the brakes. The brakes are like 2.5 because I put it on top because of this. You see how I put it? All right. And obviously the middle, there you go. There's the clearance right there. Clearance clear, even though right there, even at the very, almost like at the lock part, see, it don't hit anything. Some people, if they really like trim the tire, because the one that made this, Mark CV, is very good, so I don't have to trim the lock at all. So that's 1 millimeter clearance right there, right, both sides. See, all right, there you go. All right, and now we're gonna show you how fast this car, its top speed. All right, as I've said before, it was made for torque. All right, our batteries are 1.57, 1.55. I think that's enough already. I can push it up till 1.6, I guess, but I'm not gonna push it. All right, so I just want to show you that I sacrificed my top speed for having a small diameter wheels, lower gear ratio than 351, and also having a torque tune with this less top speed battery, and also obviously dual shaft. All right, so let's start. Alright, so let's see what's the top speed. Top speed is 30 kilometers per hour. Alright, you see that? torque tune motor, 371, 30 kilometers per hour. That's how fast it is when it comes to top speed. Because I know some racers over there have 33, 35, 36 when it comes to top speed. Alright? And also this motor, it says 33 here. If I'm using a 36 millimeter, that's the top speed, but I'm using a 22 millimeter. Alright? Alright. So that's pretty much it. You add it up all together. Roller positioning, shorter for maximum cornering. The rear damper, it's solid block damper over here to balance the car. Long tail for longer landing. Front damper for shorter, low landing. Alright, again, the body damper, low landing, long tail, longer landing. Body damper, short landing. Smaller wheels, more low to the ground, more center of gravity. Also, more torque tune, more torque. 371 gear ratio for powerful torque. And it's all about torque when it comes to this build. MA chassis, dual shaft for very, very torquey build. Alright, so you can call this car the Tune Class Torque build. Alright, alright, last parts before I forget would be the AO1034 sliding damper spring, item number 1035. Alright, 10305, item number 10305, AO1034 sliding damper springs. I used the soft ones, but I cut it in half. Alright, I want it to be shorter because I want it to be softer, as soft as possible, so I cut it in half. Alright, again, that's item number 10305, AO1034. Alright, and then also the next part is the metal bearings. AO1002, again, AO1002, item number 94381. Again, it's item number 94381, so it acts like a shock. It's like your coilovers. Right here, you put it over there in front. Then you put your springs. Alright, that's how you do it. And you put your other metal bearing. Again, it's the metal bearing set. A front here. Oops. Can't align it anymore. Shaky. Don't wear my glasses, that's why I can't see it. Alright, and then you use metal. I use metal lock nuts because I don't want to mess up my gold lock nuts. Alright. Those are the metal lock nuts up front. And there you go. There's Piper, my modified Tune Class build. Alright, and hope it helps you how to build a car. Told you guys there's no such thing as default build. This car is built specifically for torque and short tracks, a lot of cornerings, bank approaches, and a lot of jumps, double dragons, tabletops, all that stuff. Alright, so to summarize it up, again, MA chassis, dual shaft, high torque chassis, torque tune motor, obviously, from the root word torque tune 2 Pro for high torque, 371, less top speed, but does have torque, helps you to have more torque. And also wide wheels, medium diameters trimmed to 23 millimeters, wide and then narrow up front. Front damper, lower landing, long tail, longer landing, bumperless, cut the rear bumper, shorten the roller positioning for maximum cornering, and stabilizer poles for a traditional lane changer. Alright, so that's Piper, my modified Tune Class build. Hope you learned something. This is Cielshock from CTUSA Mini 4-Wheel Drive Racing Squad, and I'm a teacher here in Newburghs. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe, and if you don't like this, hit dislike too, I don't mind. And don't forget to subscribe. As I always say, we learn from you, learn from us. Always race humble. Peace.